The map editor for City Skylines 2 has been mentioned before, but now we have full details. So today I'm going to be giving you an overview on the map editor in terms of map creation, how it works, and what you can do in its first iteration. And remember, this goes alongside the DLC, the Beaches DLC, the Beach Properties DLC, and the Paradox Mods integration on the 25th of March. So the first thing that they laid out was the developer goals. What they wanted to do was to be similar to the one in City Skylines 1, but they also wanted to expose more properties, giving more power and freedom to the players. And the basic principle of the editor that it should be both easy to use and flexible so they can expand upon it in the future. And this is also the same tool that developers have used to create the maps for the base game. Let's first of all talk about the height maps. So you can import and export height maps just like in the previous game, and you can also use the familiar terrain tools to bend terrain. And these important tools can be found in the main tools area at the bottom of the screen, and they are shown with the shovel icon. And from this menu you can make all the adjustments to the terrain that you may need to do. Now, height maps are exported from the editor, are usually placed, unless you've altered your location on your PC, and it's located in C, users, your username, whatever you've called it, app data, local low, colossal order, City Skylines 2, height maps. And that is also where you place any height maps you wish to import to the editor. As for the resolution, they should be 4096 by 4096, be grayscale, and 16-bit color channel depth of PNG or TIFF format. The height maps only apply to the playable area, but you can also optionally import an extended world map which contains both the playable area and the surrounding unplayable world. And the world map should have the same resolution and format as the base height map, with the center 1024 by 1024 area matching the base height map. Next is the workspace, which is sort of the landing page for the editor. The map item contains the basic items for the map, such as the map name, map description, and theme. It has the same workspace functions as the environment for editing assets in the game, and you can easily see how the map will look during different times of the day, month, or weather by using the sliders at the bottom. A few specific info views can be enabled at the top right of the screen to provide an easy overview, or as an example, the resources on the map. The editor has a pre-made climate settings that govern how the weather simulation works on the map, and you can select any of the climate used for the base game maps, apply it to the newly created map that you're working on. As for the water settings, you can find different water source types, and you can freely add these and modify these as you want. So there are 4 of them. So the first one is constant rate water source, and they generate a constant amount of water, and they are good for the start of rivers or streams that start inside the playable area. The constant level water sources generate water to specific heights, so these are good for creating lakes. The border river water sources need to be located on the edge of the playable area, and the water source generates a flow of water that will flow off the map or from outside the playable area. And finally, you've got the border seawater sources that need to be located at the edge of the playable area and create a water source that generates a flow of water that will flow off the map or from outside the playable area on a much larger scale than border river water source. Now, to see the results of the water simulation, you can adjust the water simulation speed separately from the time simulation, but there is a bit of a note saying that a higher simulation speed will affect the performance. It's also a good idea for the water simulation to run for a while before saving the map to prevent any issues further down the line. You can grab the top and or bottom edges of the water source to raise or lower it, and you can grab the sides to scale it up or down. The last of the workspace items is the resources. So this works very similar to how you added resources in City Skylines 1, except that this time you can create your own underground water deposits. And it's created with the same brush tools. You can add resources by importing a grayscale 256 by 256 map. Use white to add the specific resource and black where you want none of it. As for connections, to create roads or other decorations on the map, you have to access the Add Object menu, which is located next to the terrain tools. You can search for any asset located in the game or browse through all the different categories, and placing the selected asset works the same way as it does in game. For example, if you've selected a highway, you can use the robust road building tools to create the highway network just the way that you want it. And once the asset is placed, it will appear in the workspace, where it will be even further adjusted and modified to your liking. But do make sure that you have a highway that reaches all the way to the edge of the map and into your starting tile so citizens can arrive in the city. You can find a handy checklist of those items and ensure your map will work at the bottom of the map settings on the right. The add object also allows you to place decorative objects like trees, rocks, and old barns or houses. And you can add all objects available in the game, however, they're not all suited for maps, so consider how an item functions before adding it to your map to avoid any issues. And that's it. That's what we got from the map editor. A lot more detail than what we got before. So I do hope this has helped you have a better understanding and an idea of how the map editor works in City Skylines 2. I'd also like to hear your thoughts on this map editor. What do you think of it? Good, bad, don't like it, do like it, whatever it is, put it in the comments below. And if you've missed info about the DLC and the Paradox mods, I've done videos on both of those in the past few days, so check those out because they all come out on the same day of March 25th, and there is one more developer diary to go before everything goes live with all of this for City Skylines 2. If you enjoy this video and like to see more content like this one, make sure you are subscribed. I will be covering more City Skylines 2 and more because I cover both racing and simulation informative content on the channel. So if that interests you, stick around and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.